Ep195. Fear, dealing with your fear, especially when it comes to being an author. You have to assess the risks. There are 3 risks that you're looking at: physical, financial, and emotional. And when you look at each of these, you look at your physical well-being, and what is your fear there? Are you afraid of getting attacked? Are you afraid of never leaving your house? What are you afraid of? Yeah, the only way you can address that is by looking at it, identifying it, and then understanding what you need to do about it. Physical fear could be dealt with a number of different ways, like taking taekwondo, like taking shooting lessons, like doing all different kinds of things that make you comfortable about being able to protect yourself. Maybe it's something as simple as installing an alarm system, if that's your fear. Maybe it's about walking. I fear the physical threats to my health. That's another challenge. Make sure you stay in touch with your doctor and stay focused on your personal physical well-being. Fear, yes. Here's one tip that you're probably not going to be surprised by, but everybody dies. What do you do between now and then? It's that dash on your gravestone. Here's the date they're born. Here's the date they died, and that dash. Are you living for the dash? Are you making it worthwhile? So don't be afraid of the end. Be afraid about not making a difference in between. And that's when you sit down and say, your emotional well-being, how do I feel about this? Am I doing something that's making a difference? And that's, you'll see some writers, they write, and then they lose that edge and say, this isn't doing it for me. Emotional well-being, if it's not doing it for you, find something that does. So don't put yourself, that's people who are dying in corporate jobs and their day jobs. Oh, geez, I hate going to work. I hate my job. I hate everything about it. And that's sucking the life from you. It affects your writing. You've got to find that balance. You've got to find a different way. Maybe it's moving. I have to have this job because I have to earn a lot because I live in the high rent district. Well, maybe that's not the best thing for your life. Take a look, understand what it takes to give you that fountain of support and nurturing within yourself. Only you can decide your own emotional health. The financial risks and threats are, this is going to bankrupt me. I have to have that day job, because if I don't have it, then I'm going to have anxiety, panic attacks, and I'm going to melt. That's going to kill me too. Once again, back to the balance. Identify the risks that you're afraid of, the risks, and then knock them down one at a time. It's like making a checklist. Here's how I'm dealing with each one of those. Be aware of those threats to your physical, financial, and emotional well-being. The great thing about being an author, self-published author, is that it's extremely low cost for a point of entry to get into the business and actually start making an impact. Very extremely low cost. I published my first book at zero, except my time in writing it. I did a self-edit. I did my own cover, and I published it, and I did my own formatting. All of that, $0. Now, the cover was bad, the editing was bad, all that. I later then paid for that stuff and put it better, but that's a book that sold to a traditional publishing house, an imprint of Simon & Schuster. So that, because of just getting it out there, very low cost of entry. Now, right now, it cost me about $1,000 to publish a new book, but I'm making way more than that each month. So $1,000 a month, publish a new book, no sweat. I'm going to get my money back on these books, and then move forward. I'm going to make more than I spend on every single book. Here's one of the things that you're aware of, but you don't think about it, is that unknown. What are the unknowns that are holding you back? And you can't know it all. So when it comes to self-publishing, you definitely aren't going to know it all. All you're going to have to, what you have to do is you have to figure out, what do I know, and do I know it well enough that it'll make up for this other things? I was a career intelligence officer in the military, and what that meant was we never knew it all. We had to make a guess. What's your estimate? Same thing in life. Everything is an estimate. When I drive to the store today, am I going to get there? Well, almost 100% chance, almost, but not 100%. Well, I'm probably going to die between there. No, it's not it's not zero. I know I'm going to die driving from here to there. No, somewhere in between, and usually it's on the high end of, yeah, no problem going to the store. What is the unknown? What's out there that's going to get me? You don't know. But what you do know, embrace it and say, yes, that offsets this risk of what I don't know. Like under your bed. Oh my God, all the kids are afraid of what's under their bed because I can't see it. Take a look. Shine a flashlight down there. Nothing under there. No way to get there. Look at the logistics. Amateurs talk tactics, professionals talk logistics. If somebody can't get under your bed, then there's nobody going to be under there. Take a look. Good. Windows are locked, doors shut. Hey, nobody's going to get under my bed. I'm good. You have to deal with that unknown and mitigate it and then move on. So, what's the view out the windshield look like? That's the view you're looking at. As you're looking forward, what do you see? What are the threats out there that are in your face? If it's something back here, like, hey, something under my bed, no, it's back here. Yeah, I'm leaving you behind, and keep moving forward. And you're going to find out that it's not too bad. But be aware, identify what the threats are, and then mitigate them. Checklist, hey, here's what I need to do to mitigate that. Some are bigger than others, like financial risks. If you're living in a high cost area and jobs are sketchy, then you've got to figure out, what do I need to do to put this fear at rest, because I can't move forward as long as this is hanging over my head. And you've seen a lot of different people where, hey, I'm going to be bankrupt. And how do you write a good book if you're going to be afraid of going bankrupt and living in a homeless shelter? That's the challenge. Maybe a great opportunity to learn things, but it's the hardest way to do it. Let's try to find better ways. All right. Face your fear. Simple enough. Bottom line. Peace, fellow humans.